Hello, we are back with more of the Final Fantasy the 14. How you say the 14? 14? No, it's no. 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. We talked to Minfilia. Hablamos con Minfilia. I know I've been jumping languages and accents wildly over this first 20 seconds, but no more for now. Administrative decision. Cutscene. Fade to black. You must be weary, Mercy, and now may very well be your only chance to. The door opens. Antecedent, says Tataru. I'll get the voice right, maybe. She waves to you. A messenger from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. I can't go high enough to do a real voice. Trust me, I tried. The royal seal, curious indeed. Another fade to black. An invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul'Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem weird to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers' contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of our triumphs? Ah, but mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean Alliance. To the Eorzean Alliance, blah. Vowels and stuff running into each other. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbrita, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you are promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you'd be doing the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions? Of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. She sighs. And then walks away. Curious. I have never known Tataru to sigh at such requests. Could aught be amiss? We are now exiting the Rising Stones. We are now entering the... I don't remember what it's called. Sorry, exiting to the Rising Stones, so that makes more sense now. There is a destination marker right outside where Tataru usually is. Or a secretary's desk, kind of basically as outside of the entrance to the Solar as it can be. And Tataru is conspicuous by her absence after we wait for a little bit. She is over here. Oh, no, here's Philamine. Tataru, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Tataru is kind of up on a little bit of a tallish battlement, not the very highest it can be, but, you know, medium height, a view over these parts of the city. She just sitting with her knees to her chest and arms around her knees. Oh, Mercy, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing, exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. Ah, you always know what to say, Mercy. I'm glad we had this little chat. You are welcome for my obvious talents in crisis management, and conversations. I speak words good. Right, back into the Rising Stones, and then back into the Solar. Solar. It is what you want it to be. Yes, Tataru, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject with all the recent excitement, but Mercy made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. Ugh. You know me too well, Antecedent. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary Boulder and Coltonet have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors, and so it seems only right that I, too, should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. And she does a little curtsy, and looks at you, gives you a smile, a determined smile, and runs off. Whoa, hey, says Hoary Boulder. I guess she almost bowled him down. That's the first time I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Miss Tataru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, Antecedent? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol, and I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party. Very well. I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, Antecedent. I take my leave of you. He bows. Just completely ignores me. Just kidding, it's fine. I'm okay, it's fine. Alright, that quest is done. We have 2 quests now. An unexpected ambition, which we will click on and see what happens. The power to defend oneself. Tataru has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Urianger mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhap she hopes to gain admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Limsa. Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. And next up is where we are needed. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventurer? Yeah, it was a minute ago. Well, I'm sorry to say that I have as yet been unable to do so. Now, I realize that you are rather more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath a woman of your talents, but I have no one else to turn to at present. Might you be willing to forego rest and assist us in this matter? But of course. Generous to a fault. I thank you, Mercy. Now, it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time, our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea, taking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Naturally, it behooves us to ensure our employees' safety, and so we ask the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Hoary Boulder and Coltonet were to act as 2 such escorts, as was a 3rd adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not presently fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You truly are a pillar of strength, Mercy. Hoary Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe. And the thunder rolls. Alright, Hoary Boulder and Coltonet are outside, just outside the door. Ah, Mercy, is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Huzzah! What did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune is becoming a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the Warrior of Light herself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route? True, but our mission is the same. Separated by moms we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. Sure. If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Mercy, we would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Mercy, in spirit we shall be together every step of the way, he says while doing his normal flexing. It's like go team kind of flexing. Alright, so one's at Limsa Laminsa, the other's in Gridania. I also feel I needed to go somewhere else, and now I can't remember why. Oh well, we'll go to Gridania first, because it's free. Well, how much is it to teleport to Limsa Laminsa, actually? 405, yeah, no, Gridania it is. Oh, I was just gonna drink water. Nothing to do with the game, just... Aside from being able to talk properly when my throat isn't so, like... Kind of like that, one of those sour drynesses where it's not dry, it's kind of more... You don't need to know. Anyway. Sure. 221 to go from Gridania to Camp Tranquil in the South Shroud. The unsettled scholar. At last, the Scion's woman deigns to grace me with her presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Isom Har. Come, we are late enough as it is. It could be a dude. I don't care, for one, I suppose. For two, the hair throws me. One of those androgynous haircuts. So just to the north, a little bit, is where our unsettled scholar has gone. He's basically standing over this like patch in the ground that's just, there's ground missing, and kind of leads into like a cave or maybe some underground settlement kind of area. But anyway, yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions. Then please stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. So you back up a little bit, click the destination marker. We got some fly traps. They are, of course, ranged attackers, so I can only kill them one at a time, apparently. Fly traps are kind of those floating plants, and they're most commonly ranged attackers. They just kind of like throw plant balls at you or something. I see we both have completed our respective tasks, a satisfactory outcome. Though, if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, snake molt awaits, shall we? Man, you're fun. It must be a blast at parties, as they say. Can I fly this high? Butterfly in the sky. Can my mount go this high? Yeah, I guess I can, because there's actually land up here that's travelable. Interesting. So we've gone over some large, tall hills to the east, over to Snake Molt, which is kind of this like pathway between South Shroud and like northeast South Shroud. Anyway, unsettled scholar is here. Right about here. Yes, as before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. Beasts. He is just... Oh, I have to click on the destination. I was like, why is there nothing happening? Dumbass. Just seems to be playing with some kind of instrument. Ooh, speaking of wild beasts, I got a big old tree and a couple bats. Luckily, these are not ranged attackers, so I can AoE them down. Much more fun that way. Tree is down. One of the bats went down already. I think it might have been a non-quest related bat. And all the bats are down. We're good. It's clear. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I am not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. I think we're going to Amdapor Keep. No, Lost City of Amdapor. Ugh. That's the not fun one, but hopefully it doesn't make us do it, because literally, it really was not fun at all. I think that was the one where things kept falling from like the ceiling, like rocks and such, or pieces of old ceiling, whatever. There's a bunch of little ghosts around here. Unsettled Scholar is here. As before, my guardian, pray leave me to my task and ensure our safety. Walk off a little distance to click the destination. I believe this one actually just has ghosts. They are what's here. Yep. I think these also are ranged only, which is annoying, but we'll find out in a second. Nope, cool. Yeah. And all ghosts are down. I think there's gonna be more. Yeah, there's more. More ghosts. Ghosts run too. Come on, guys. Come play. Thank you. Back up a little bit here. What's funny is while I was working today, a friend of mine that I played D&D with was looking at D&D subclasses that are homebrewed, and I came across one that was a lot of the times word for word very similar to what a blue mage is in Final Fantasy XI. You could basically steal and learn skills from enemies that tried to attack you with them. On an interestingly different note, you could also consume some piece of the enemy's body. Usually, like it said, like usually it's a brain or a heart, kind of depending on how you feel about it. But you had a chance to learn a passive ability for that that being, and that was an interesting play on it. But a lot of the other things, like Azure lore and some other things, were basically word for word from the abilities given that you had as a blue mage in Final Fantasy XI. It's pretty fun. This data should prove invaluable to... Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantoises? Adamantoises when my back was turned? Quickly now, to Camp Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. I just killed ghosts, or ghost balloon things, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so back at Camp Tranquil after a brief jazz wolf. You chose to paddle in the Ichor a while longer, I take it. No matter, I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It would appear that there has been a measurable decrease in Eorzea's ambient aether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. Where we are needed is complete. He has another quest. Yeah, sure, why not? The least among us. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's fount. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come along. And then we go all the way to the farthest east reaches of the South Shroud. But I can't fly any higher than this, so I gotta go kind of a long way. I gotta go through that snaky, snake molt kind of pathway. But it didn't make it much longer. Right, the unsettled scholar got here somehow unscathed. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. The destination is only a little bit away on top of a rock. Once again, this is kind of that, there's an area where there's a bunch of like little waterfalls that kind of flow into this large kind of circular area, and it's got a giant crystal in the middle. Some other crystal formation sprouting up from the ground. And we have a cutscene. Yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Or is there something else? Something else. He walks forward a bit, kind of into some shallow water, around the crystal, looking around. Something else. He's looking down and spots something. Scion, come here. I need you. And you go running. There is a dead crystal brave, it looks like. It looks like real. I think it's real. Or Hoary Boulder says, "Fear not, my friends, help has arrived." He comes running up along with Coltonet. It might be real, but it's missing his eye patch, so it could be the kid from Little Alamigo. There you are, Mercy. Hoary and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Hoary Boulder sees the body of the Crystal Brave, kneels at it. At him. Gutted like a hog, but not by one. No, these wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight either. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in the area. What cause had Wilred to come here? Yeah, it's Wilred from the Little Alamigo. What should I do? Says the scholar. He's kind of cowering. We will see to the scholar's protection, Mercy. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. Poor Wilred. And so do I. Our relationship with Wilred didn't start perfectly, but he became a good man. I think he was always a good man. It's just... I'm going to keep going here. Let's go to Black Shroud so we can take the airship over to Limsa Lominsa. Do the Tataru part. Tataru. So airship. Over to Limsa Lominsa. Limsa. It's a spread out town that's built on cliffs and crowns. I don't know. One day, I will measure the amount of time it takes to go from, if you choose from the airship to go to the Drowning Hall, or Drowning Wrench, or Bulwark Hall, how long it takes to get to the closest crystal. But today was not that day. Someday. We want to go to the Arcanist Guild. I have a Summoner, which is what Arcanists become. Well, they also do Scholar, so they're both. Like so, as I've said in a previous video, they share the same level. A Scholar is a healer, and a Summoner is a ranged magical damage dealer. Where's Tataru? Is she downstairs? But I like the summoner rotation. It's fun. It's easy. It's very easy. At least level 60 whatever I am, or 50 whatever I am. It's still really easy. Black Mage is generally considered the hard ranged magical DPS rotation. So Tataru is in the basement area of the Arcanist Guild. You got a bunch of people here with their carbuncles out and their books, because that's what Arcanists use, books as their kind of like weapon. Tomes. There's another word for it I can't remember right now. She's wearing like a pink long jacket. She looks proper Arcanisty. Mercy, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here. Don't you see? I, Tataru, really, shall become a great and powerful Arcanist. And now, at Mistress Thubyrgium's, good luck with this, Thubyrgium '. Thubyrgium's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise. Until we meet again. She runs off. I'm pretty sure it's my duty to follow her. Now I gotta speak with Thubyrgium. Do what you say. She is the guild master here. I believe she's a Roganin female. Kind of a light blue robe of the same shape as Tataru's robe, but light blue. And just like regular kind of, look like thigh-high boots. Anyway. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. Do you require assistance? So you are acquainted with our newest member. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tataru may not be ideally suited to the study of Arcanima. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. A simple task, some might say, but one all Arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me. Why not supervise Tataru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem an ideal person to have on hand. Her trail will be conducted at the cliffs south of Zephyr Gate. You need only observe at a distance. Ote. I'm gonna actually use, for once in my freaking life, the crystal teleport to a gate. Zephyr Gate. Boom. That's so much faster. And you're outside. Cool. Alright. You go straight south from there. Damn near, literally straight south. Click on the destination marker here and observe Tataru's trial. O'er azure seas to pirate's port, where she met her shining jewel, sings Tataru. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the lass whom none could fool. With her carbuncle behind her, she's inspecting some crates. Beat 'em with the backdraft, gut 'em with the gust, deck 'em with the downburst. Go, carbuncle, go! Oh, are those crates I spy? And a wharf rat approaches her a little bit. Ah, and this must be the true test, but we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? You're so cute. She is like leafing through her book. The wharf rat is just like sitting there. Carbuncle runs off. So a wharf rat looks like a kind of a large rat / opossum mix without the armor. So like a naked opossum, but with fur. Carbuncle runs off. Tataru goes, Carbuncle? She looks around behind her where Carbuncle was. Is freaked out that Carbuncle is now several yards away. Half a football field, maybe. More now. Just wandered off, apparently. And some more wharf rats. And now some, like, tentacled ghost kind of things have appeared. She got 5. Wah! Come back, Carbuncle, come back! So she manages to run away. While you watch on. And yeah. That's rude though. Like, there's no reason why her carbuncle should have ran away. So we ghost wolf a little bit to the east to speak with her. I think she's looking around for it. I should have known you'd come, Mercy. You needn't say a word. Your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. She looks down. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Thubergrim of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. And she turns her back to you, kind of sniffles and cries a bit. And then turns a little bit away again and then runs off. So we will jazz wolf back to Limsa. Into the Arcanist Guild. And then at the Arcanist Guild, just like large bookshelves filled with books. I'm gonna call her Thuby. Thuby turns to us. Ah, back so soon. How fared our fledgling Arcanist? She comes walking up. Tataru. Abysmally, Mistress Thuby. Abysmally, as Mercy will testify. I was wrong to become an Arcanist. Wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Tataru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? She says, turning to you. Of course you nod. You are too kind, Mistress Thuby. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. She gives a curtsy. An unexpected ambition is complete. Tataru is our next quest giver. I'm going to just keep going because I'd like to get back to Revenant's Toll at some point. Ancient Ways, Timeless Wants. From Tataru. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer? Sure. Wonderful. Then to Costa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Okay. This time we just take this Aethernet shard over to the Fisherman's Guild. Because it's the closest guild to the docks. And then we take the docks. You could also pay just to teleport to Costa del Sol, but it's 40 gil. Every penny saved is a... Nope, not airport. Shit, no. No, thank you, sorry. Okay. Hop on Jazz Wolf. Once again, go almost completely south. A little bit of a west bent to it. She's up on one of these platforms. Like, if you remember, Costa del Sol is like a lot of wood platforms, circular platforms, and you know, normal kind of walkways on stilts over the water, over shallow water. So, just a lot of running along wooden raised pathways to wooden circular platforms with benches and tables and tents and such. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Wench told me to look. There's a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle last time, let us be off. Okay. So So you get the pearl, I get the monster. Is that where we're going? Jazzwolf, basically directly south to the edge of the shallow water, just where the kind of deeper water starts. Here's Tataru. Now she's got a pink kind of fisherman's hat and a two-piece swimming suit. What fortune! I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? It should only take a moment. So we run off a little bit to our destination marker. Honestly, I thought this quest was different. I didn't know Tataru was like relying on us to keep her safe. I just thought like she was gonna try fishing without reading the quest text. You know, that's what you get. But no, she's going climbing. She knows it's dangerous. This guy's taking a while to kill here. Truly a challenge. Except, you know, it's not doing any damage to me. It's just not taking a lot of damage from me. It's 70%. Slow going here. I got it. Somebody came up and is helping. Not that I need it. I'm a big girl. This other person took threat. And then back to Tataru. It was kind of like a worm dragon thing, just kind of one of those upright types that, like a serpent kind of. Well fought, Mercy, well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for the reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people, in a way. Right, well, I mustn't keep Philomene waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the Scions in the Laminson markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Mercy, and thank you for everything. This sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? You mean until I see you back at the Rising Stones? Tataru starts to walk off, turns, waves to you. You nod. And then she starts to run off. Stops. Turns back to kind of look what you're doing. Smiles. Mischievous smile. What's going on here, Tataru? What are you up to? What are you up to? We'll take our return back to Revenant's Toll, finally. And then enter the 7th heaven. And then enter the Rising Stones. Maybe I'll do, the problem is a lot of the expert modes, I'm not like afraid of them per se, except for the fact that you get those with a lot of people who haven't read the fights. And on expert modes, you really have to know what the hell you're doing. You can't headbang or keyboard mash your way through them. You gotta know where to stand, where not to stand, when to hit things, when not to hit things. Like, Minophilia, ancient ways, timeless wants. Welcome home, Mercy. I gather you found Tataru and Limsa Laminsa? You explain all the happenings. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure, and while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. Ancient ways, timeless wants is done. And the next one... Mercy, you are returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe you so? No, shit went down, yo. Although, the scholar was a bit of a weirdo. Wilrid, dead, mayhap murdered? By the 12, how can that be? I will send word to Alphino at once. You will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilrid's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who could do this, or who would do this, and why? I'll just take some silver or 500 gil. Okay, at almost just a little bit over 40 minutes, this video is now done. Thank you for sticking by. I'll see you next time.